Looking for blockers. Kent. He's got some room. He's got to beat Hamilton. He cuts it back inside. Mama, dinner's on the table. I'm on my way. Touchdown. Walton keeps it himself, tries to get to the edge, and he's pushed out of bounds and into the water. Now Malia Miller has it. Wide open three, left wing. Yes, sir! Just when they need Malia Miller, she responds with the three to give them a 1-point lead. It's right to the formation for Nichols. Goes right up the gut. Nichols to the 10, 5, house. A 39-yard touchdown run by Nichols to give Hallsville the lead in the first. Breakaway steal, Austell to the bucket, layup, yes! 3-point lead for the Cavaliers, and the house is storming in Capital City. Line drive, base hit, Sean Moore. Gives the White Sox the lead, and Sean Moore stays perfect. He has reached base in every appearance so far in this RBI World Series this week. She grabs a screen. Step back three. Got it! Taylor Robinson ties the ball game up with 14 seconds to go. Sanning across the timeline. Malia Miller stole it. Now it's stolen back by Jones, and she's fouled. Malia Miller had the steal that she needed and then gave it away and fouled Addison Jones. It'll send her to the free throw line for two. Keeps it himself. Nichols stretching to the end zone and a touchdown. He's got a 39-yard touchdown on the night and now a 21-yard touchdown of the night as they fake to Jacobs. Here goes Carroll. Hayden Carroll high-stepping it to the house.
Big plays.
And look at that big play. Picked off by Dante McRoberts. Is he gonna go all the way? If he gets a block, he cuts inside. Look at him to the house. Right wing. Klusmeyer uses the bank and laps it off as she runs back into the backcourt. I don't think she thought her bank account would be accessible past 6 p.m., especially on the road here in Ashland.
Here's a 1-2. Up the middle, base hit for Alexander. One runs across. They'll hold up the second, but the throw's to the backstop. And 2 runs will come across on the base hit and then an error on the throw.
To Bowles, now back to McKee, and how about DJ one more time? In the backfield for another tackle for a loss. Can this defense come up with another big play? Yes, they can. Ball is loose, and it's Capital Cities.
Taps it up the middle, could be 2. Steps on second for 1, over to first in time.
Kalen Horn, he's got a scoop and score.
They'll need a chunk play here, seemingly. There has been one distance that Goolsby likes to throw, and it's deep. Looking to the end zone and unable to come down with it. He was looking for Horn again, who tumbled onto the hard clay of the track there where that turf runs out. And hopefully he's okay, but it'll bring up 4th and long. Look at a round of applause from this home crowd as he's able to make his way back to the bench, clearly in some pain.
It looks like he's almost grabbing at his collarbone or his ribs right there.
You come down with the collarbone injury. How tough has it been the last couple of weeks to compartmentalize that and try to have a positive mindset moving forward?
Yeah, it's definitely a big setback, but you know, I'm just thinking about future and knowing that I do got more football to play. I actually believe that I might be able to return this season if possible, but yeah, I'm just keeping high hopes, understanding that this isn't the end, just knowing as God's plan. I started football when I was 5. My dad got me started. I guess he seen me running around. I was fast, so he got me into football. I just stuck with it.
Down the sideline he goes.
Yeah, I ended up just being good at it and continue to do it. My dad kept me in, he supported me. He's been doing it since.
When you played other sports, track, basketball, baseball, those type of things, did football just stick out as something that you just wanted to stick with?
Yeah, for sure. So it was the first sport I started with. It kind of introduced me to everything. So I just knew I was good at it. I just started picking up nicknames and stuff, meeting coaches, meeting friends. From there, yeah, it's just something that I just like. But I started off as running back. That's what I did actually all the way up until middle school. Changing to wide receiver, I think it was the best position for me. It gave me a lot of new opportunities, helped me put my speed, showcase my speed, yeah.
How much do your parents preach to you the importance of balancing athletics with the academics piece?
Yes, that's a big thing with my parents actually. My dad's always on me about my grades, just knowing that football isn't everything. You know, school comes first. School is actually what's going to push me through life. Football is just here for now, and this injury kind of showed me that, you know, football isn't everything, and I do need to focus on school. I got more than just football.
So many people talk about it at the collegiate level being tough when you move to that next level. How much does it prepare you to have a coach who played at the collegiate level in the SEC, like Coach Dubinsky, teaching you those tenets to have them really sewn in at the roots level here?
So he knows a lot, and just him being here, being able to support and give me knowledge that not a lot of student athletes get, that he's been experienced, and, you know, yeah, having that piece on this team has helped a lot.
Now, you guys have played some really close games this year, but right now, as you head into homecoming weekend here against Smith Cotton, you guys sit at 1-4 on the season. How do you guys continue to be positive in the locker room and showing the intensity at practice that will hopefully lead to some better results throughout the rest of the year?
Yes, we understand that we're chasing a bigger goal. We may be 1-4, but still can go win state with 1-4. So yeah, we understand that state is the bigger goal, and we're just working every day, watching film, just studying the game.
What do you want your legacy to be when you walk across the stage and know that as a senior, you've done everything that you can to uplift this community?
You know, I just think we just want to leave a legacy of just the culture of what we had for a while. You know, we've been playing football together since we were kids, and we brought it over to battle, and we just continued playing. Yeah, I just think we just want to just leave a legacy of good football and just culture from just playing over the years.
As we wrap up the first week of the new year, CMAC play starts to unfold. Tonight we have a cross-county showdown in doubleheader fashion. From Boone, the Battle Spartans looking for their 10th win of the season against the Cole County Capital City Cavaliers, who are trying to avoid a 7th straight loss. Join us in just a moment for Spartans and Cavaliers on MC22. Fluellen will take a breather, so both those two going offense, defense on the substitutions for Ashley Agee here. Robinson mans across the timeline. Guarded closely by Austell. Trying to find some way to stop Taylor Robinson. Anderson in the corner with a jab step. Cross pass to Johnson. Not a bad idea for the Spartans to take their time here. Johnson, jab step. Kicks it in the corner for Anderson, almost lost it. Miller lost it on the ground, but somehow Dustin Young was able to call a timeout while the Cavaliers still had possession, and I'm with Ashley Agee. I don't know that a Battle Spartan was holding on to the ball with two hands when he called that timeout.
I couldn't tell you if that was the case either. It looked like it rolled off the baseline for a second, but my goodness, when you talk about, you know, close timeouts, Dustin Young getting that one in. When we take a look at Ashley Agee and the Capital City Cavaliers, you know, again, a program that is, you know, in their third season, 1352, 78-39 overall in her 9th season. She's trying to build that identity for this Lady Cavalier program, and once again, doing that with starting sophomores and freshmen during that first year to try to build up to the senior level. They're trying to create an identity, trying to create a fostership in this program, and that's exactly what she's been able to do. And one line that we go back that when we spoke with her yesterday is that most of these kids in the stands, they don't know if this program's only 3-4 years old. They know of what you are doing on the court right now. And a win tonight could absolutely solidify what they're doing on the court right now is working.
And they've got the roadway to do it. Up by 2. Robinson gives to Brookins. They try the give and go. It's stolen away. Ball's on the floor. Brookins stole it back. Now Malia Miller has it. Wide open 3, left wing. Yes, sir! Just when they need Malia Miller, she responds with the 3 to give them a 1-point lead. Capital City spreading it out. Down by 1. 60 seconds to go at home. And the call from the far side official is a foul on Taylor Robinson.
And Robinson once again on the reach and got the hands on her head, just wondering, all right, where do we need to go from here? Now they're going to send Capital City back to the free throw line with a 1-and-1. And it's going to be up to another sophomore, Addison Jones, to make it happen tonight.
Jones, a 60% free throw shooter on the year. She does have 6 points tonight, which is right at her average. Hits the first to tie it up at 43 all. As folks pack inside of this gymnasium, you can hear the intensity increasing. She connects for the second for a 1-point lead. Less than a minute to go. Can the Cavaliers complete the upset? Brookins almost lost it again on the floor. Jump ball, possession arrow to the Cavaliers. That's the second play in a row that they've tried that give and go, and Brookins has given it away.
Absolutely, Brookins has been trying to hold on to it, but instead it's that jump. And Capital City credits them knowing that the arrow's coming their way, and the great reach in too. Now we're seeing intense man-to-man from Battle.
Full court pressure, Boo Anderson steals it. Gives it to Brookins. She lost it. Breakaway steal, Austell to the bucket, layup, yes! 3-point lead for the Cavaliers. And the house is storming in Capital City. Her first points of the night, maybe the biggest of the evening.
And just take a look at her energy, just to kind of pick it away back from Battle and from Brookins. This to try to force the easy layup up and in that took a little bit of a bounce. But her physical energy, as you mentioned, first points of the evening, they certainly needed them the most this late.
I'll bring it back to this point one more time, Joe, as we're at the concourse here at Capital City. If you look down right in front of our broadcast spot, there's a conglomerate of 7, 8, 9-year-old young ladies that are really pumped up about Capital City being up by 3. And I think it goes back to that point that Ashley Agee made yesterday in our call, that if her team plays hard, that it makes a trickle-down effect happen in the Jefferson City community. Because look, they're fighting up against some of the heavyweights in larger classes. Jefferson City, Helias. You look at Rockbridge and what they've done. Now Hickman and Battle coming into the fold. It makes it even tougher to compete in this CMAC. And tonight they've shown that they can fight and they can battle if they force teams to play their style.
And once again, forcing that mentality of slow offensive plays, just trying to take the time on the shot and really utilizing, once again, what Capital City doesn't have in height, or at least in arsenals right now, they have in defense, and forcing teams to not score. And whenever Capital City can score, you see results like this.
You do not need a 3 here. You get a bucket and a foul if you're the Spartans, but no timeouts to go. Johnson brings it across. Hand off to Robinson. She grabs a screen. Step back 3. Got it! Taylor Robinson ties the ball game up with 14 seconds to go. Sanning across the timeline. Malia Miller stole it. Now it's stolen back by Jones, and she's fouled. Malia Miller had the steal that she needed and then gave it away and fouled Addison Jones. It'll send her to the free throw line. for 2.
You're still in the 1-for-1 when at least it comes for the free throws. But my goodness, it's exactly what they needed.
8.1 seconds to go. The free throw, no good. Rebound battle. Robinson has it with 6. Down to 4, 3, 2, a heave. She's fouled with 1 second to go. Taylor Robinson has answered the bell every single time that the Spartans have needed it tonight. And now she needs 2 free throws to try to seal the deal.
And take a look at, once again, just her trying to force the shot, 2-on-1 pressure, and the frustration coming out from Austell. Now we're gonna see, again, Robinson come in where it matters the most.
This is a shooting foul, so both shots. First one goes. Dustin Young trying to get his bigs to go into the backcourt because they now lead by 1. Only a prayer could allow Capital City to come back from this one. Robinson hits the second. 1 second remaining. Inbound. The heave, no. And Capital City couldn't complete the upset as the Battle Spartans surge back with a last-second effort to escape with the victory.
The week began with 16 teams, and now we're down to 2, which has led us to this morning's RBI World Series Senior Division Championship game at the Jackie Robinson Training Complex. The Chicago White Sox RBI program has steamrolled their way to the finals, scoring an astounding 44 runs over 4 games. Their opponent, Patterson Baseball Association RBI, has used good pitching and timely hitting to make it to the finals. Both programs are looking to repeat past success, but who will come out on top? It's all happening next. Welcome to historic Dodgertown in Vero Beach, Florida, Jackie Robinson Training Complex, the site of the 2022 MLB RBI Senior Division Championship on a beautiful Saturday morning in August. Well, come on inside the booth. Cam Thomas, joined by former MLB outfielder, hard-hitting Mark Whitten. And Mark, this is just a great atmosphere, a great opportunity for these kids to showcase their abilities, but to see their season culminate right here with this championship game.
Yeah, it is a good opportunity for these kids to showcase their abilities. Like usually when I do it with RBIs, my main goal is to try to get these kids into school and be a scholarship and that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's always important to have the game translate to other things in life, and you get it all to culminate right here in this final game of the championship between the Chicago White Sox and the Patterson, New Jersey RBI team. Leading things off here for the White Sox is Kyrie Alexander, Western Illinois University commit. As he works a 5-pitch walk and leading things off.
With 7 walks, that kind of tells me this guy might struggle with his control. So if they get up there and take some pitches, they'll let him work himself right out of the game.
We talked yesterday a little bit with the Chicago White Sox team about their approach at the plate. And, they want to be aggressive in fastball counts, but, if you're not seeing strikes all around the zone, it's all right to take.
Yeah, it's definitely all right to take, but it's just the fact that they have to do it as a unit. They can't just have one guy going up there taking and thinking that's going to help. You try to get this kid to throw as many pitches as you possibly can.
Kevin Hall Jr. will dig in from the left side. He takes a first pitch strike on the inner third. Runner goes. Throw down to second. Ball scoots away into center field, and Alexander's in with the stolen bag.
Yeah, he took that very easy, but good job by the center fielder moving in on that play right there to back it up and keep it from advancing.
This team's not afraid to push the envelope on the bases. I think that's important when you're down.
Yeah, right here's a situation where he needs to just pull the ball to try to get him over. You got to do the little things in these championship games. And him being left-handed, his whole process should be just try to pull the ball, whether it's a hit or not. Then let the next man drive him in. And more times than not, if you you try to do that, you end up getting lucky and doing both within one. You know, you may drive him in and you may get a hit as well.
2-1 now the count to Hall Jr. He looks down at his head coach, Marcus Rogers, to get his signs. It's a 2-1. Pops up a bunt. And the catcher will come out and take care of it. And that gives us a good chance to take a look at the Patterson defense. Felix Perez that you just saw come out and grab that is behind the plate. Ramos at first, Garcia at second, Rivera's at short, De Leon Cabello at third. From left to right, Sarah, Guerrero, and Perez. Keith and Perez in right field. We'll highlight him a little bit later. He was in that pregame with Monet.
See, there's a situation where he pops up the bunt, and, you know, maybe the coach lets him swing. He just pulls the ground balls and gets them over. You got your number 3 hitter coming up with a chance to drive the ball and drive him in.
And this is the big fella, Addison Worthman. He's had a huge, huge series this week. Looking to cash in with a runner at second.
He has to count in his favor. If he's swinging here, he needs to get something out over the plate, something that he think he can handle and drive. Biggest thing will come to hitting when you're 3-0. You don't want to cheat yourself by taking a half swing. So, you know, you got to be kind of picky in this situation, but you have to be aggressive if you're going to swing.
Rodriguez and Perez just wanted to have a chat before the 3-0. And Rodriguez finds the zone to make it 3-1. Ground ball, snared by the shortstop, throw across the diamond, not in time, and they'll have to eat it over at first.
Great base running by that hit on second base there. You know, going over after he makes the throw, because that was a long throw he had to make over the first. And the big fella got down the line pretty good.
Yeah, they said he's got some sneaky speed. As you take a look at it one more time, that's a tough play to even make to snare that ball.
Yeah, I don't think he should have threw it. I didn't think he had a chance.
Because if you throw that and it gets away, that runner's going to score from third.
Oh, definitely. You know, but that's just being aggressive, wanting to try to get the out.
Whitworth is going to take second. So you take that completely off the pitcher, right?
Yeah, definitely. You know, the pitcher doesn't give you a chance. You ain't going to throw anybody out.
Base hit right up the middle. They're going to hold Worthman over at third. But the Chicago White Sox are on the board.
So there's a situation where I would have had the defense back trying to cut that down. You know, at least you cut it down, maybe you get an out, and then you give up a run, but you don't allow 2 to score, even though the big fella didn't score that time. But I just feel like the infield was just too tight. These are some big kids. They run up to this plate to be that close.
That's just a good piece of hitting there. And now we'll see Sean Moore. And check on the runner back at first. Moore, the unquestioned leader of this Chicago White Sox team, as he squares the bunt. Throw down to first. Goes into right field. Worthman's going to score, and that ties up the ball game. just like that, this Chicago White Sox team using the bats and base running to get a couple of runs to score.
Yeah, they're definitely being aggressive on the bases, which I do approve of, especially early in the game. If you got the guys to do it with, that's what you have to do. You have to put pressure on the defense. Now they're in a situation where it's one out, man on third, with a chance to take the lead.
Worthman showing off that speed, getting down the line. But just the subtle square of the bunt there by Moore kind of threw everything away in array for the defense. Now he'll have an opportunity to cash in and give Chicago their first lead. Fouled off. Strike two.
And it's like before, he has 2 strikes, so he has to protect here. So it's just about putting the ball in play more so than anything now.
Good discipline. Take that ball in the outer third. Defense is playing back for Patterson right now, so they're not worried about cutting down this runner at home. Moore takes a pitch inside. And is that the right philosophy in your opinion, Mark? Just let the run go?
Yeah, this is where they should have been with the man on second and third, but they were in. You know, not saying that they would have made a play on the ball, but you got to try to limit the damage by not playing too far back. But in this situation, if you're going to do it one time, you may as well come in on the next time. So, you know, he's kind of, I think the manager's kind of back and forth in how he wants to play the situation.
Line drive, base hit, Sean Moore. Gives the White Sox the lead, and Sean Moore stays perfect. He has reached base in every appearance so far in this RBI World Series this week.
It's the final week of the regular season as the Capital City Cavaliers welcome the Kirksville Tigers to Atkins Stadium. Tonight will be the battle of 2 completely different styles of offense. The Cavaliers' rushing attack of Hurley Jacobs and Jalen Thomas against the passing game of Isaac Danielson and his frequent connection, Jalen Kent. Week 9's kickoff is just around the corner. It's Kirksville and Capital City coming up next on MC22. Well, the Capital City Cavaliers continue to steamroll the Kirksville Tigers. With 3 minutes gone by in the third quarter, they've already put up another score. And now Kirksville will have to fight from 21 down. But they got the right man with the football now, Mr. Chrisman. But he puts it on the deck. Did Isaiah Franklin hop on top of it? He did. This Capital City team is just absolutely rocking on all cylinders tonight.
No question, and Chrisman's second time he bobbled that. On the initial punt, you see the first time, hits the deck. He's trying to get another run into, but then quickly brought out by 2 defensemen, bobbled, and Franklin quickly scoops it up, and just like that, Capital City right back where they want to be, a short yardage, very short yardage in the red zone, 17 yards to go.
Wishbone on 1st and 10. Jacobs trying to get behind his blockers. I know he's eyeing the goal line for touchdown number 3 tonight.
Jacobs just wanting to push through everything that he can, and that's what he's been known doing all season long. Kind of with the mantra, if I'm going down, you're going down with me.
Second and 6. This time, Jalen Thomas has a house call of his own. Number 2 on the night for the freshman. And the Capital City Cavaliers lead by 4 scores.
What more can you say? It's Jalen Thomas reading through the defense, couldn't stop a man. It just continues to push through and just show the excellent running back that he is. And you see why the dynamic duo of Thomas and Jacobs is so deadly. So 14th running touchdown tonight, or 14th on the season, we should say, for Thomas. What can we say about these two except they are a dynamic duo? Probably one of the most dynamic duos in all of CMAC play.
Kempker's extra point is up and good. He's getting a ton of action tonight. Is the senior kicker. One of the smallest players on this roster, listed at 5'4", 130. But that young man's got heart of steel.
That he does, and just his ability to come on in, get those extra points, get a few field goals up there too. And just really how we've seen this team be explosive in their identity, in really just taking advantage of any other team's mishaps. As we saw the bobble twice from Chrisman on the punt return, just the ability to just shut your opponents down and make you pay quickly is exactly this identity that Joe Collier is relishing in this season. And just like that, you're up 4 scores, 2 touchdowns in less than a minute.
Squib kick. Picked up by Kent. Changing direction. Looking for blockers. Kent! He's got some room. He's got to beat Hamilton. He cuts it back inside. Mama! Dinner's on the table. I'm on my way. Touchdown. Jalen Kent. Kick return to the house, and Kirksville finds some magic here in the third.
No question they find some magic. Kent just dodging past one player, 2 player, getting past multiple attackers, is just moving forward, all on his way. And just an unbelievable run from Kent. And just like that, it gets Kirksville back with a little bit of life. And now makes it a 3-score game. I hope the dinner is hot and ready too.
Can they punch it in one more? Yeah. Mr. Kent says, I want some dessert, and he's got it. 20-point lead for Capital City. But Kirksville has cut it down just a little bit more. And now we've got a ball game, Joe.
That we do. I mean, it just seemed as if we saw the 2 touchdowns back-to-back come from Capital City. Now we have Kent just come out of nowhere and make this what seemed to be a game that was near, I don't want to say done, but all but certain. But now we've seen a little bit of fight and a little bit of bite from these Kirksville Tigers. So going to be interested to see how their defensive line is going to try to stop Capital City's explosive offense, but 2, which team is going to try to create the most control going into this third quarter? And it's going to be a little bit interesting. And if you like high scoring, you have come to the right place this evening. 3 touchdowns in just under 90 seconds. My goodness.
Wow. Just when Kirksville looked like they were going to lay down, just when Capital City looked like they were putting the finishing touches on cruising to an easy second half, the Tigers get an answer from their senior. Fielded by Hurley Jacobs, who was an up man on that return. And has a nice return up to the 43-yard line. So now you're Capital City. Still a very good-sized lead, but what's the message if you're Joe Collier to your team right now as you try to maintain some of the confidence you've built up throughout this game?
Slow down. That would be a message I would say, if anything. Slow down, gain the yards on each play. You don't have to rush to go for the big score every single play. Just take away 3-4 yards at a time, make the clock your own, or be Jalen Thomas and run it.
Jalen Thomas making the field his own tonight to the house. 57 yards for the score.
Jalen Thomas just finding the open route and just able to walk past the Kirksville defense. Oh my goodness. We've got an offensive explosion here tonight, CT.
That we do. It's Jalen Thomas's third touchdown of the night. And Kempker puts the extra point up and through. Joe, you said slow and steady. I don't know what that was. It looked like a burst of energy.